Hello, and welcome to a very special holiday special of Coffee House Confidential. With me, your hostess, Onisan Neko, and my co-host who decided to come back for this one.
It's a special.
Yeah, because it was her idea.
It was totally my idea.
It was her idea.
It was my idea.
ALS, she is back, and we're talking about the holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas and family and cheers.
Just all the things that we know one particular person may never truly experience, and why they're so important to note, because it always seems like something just fundamentally life-changing happens around this time for that particular person.
Yeah.
But
So,
first, Neko,
yes.
what is this?
It is my special holiday eggnog. I call it the 12 spirits of Christmas, but I only use 10 spirits this time.
It's delicious, and I can't wait to dive into it while we
Yes.
talk about this crazy time of the year.
Yes. So, cheers.
Cheers!
Okay, yeah. Always starts off put in the beginning.
Oh yeah, we need this.
As I've mentioned, this is a holiday special dedicated solely to Miss Soncerae Monique, because we all have noticed a couple of patterns have been popping off when it comes to the holidays.
For like the last 10 years.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is stroll down memory lane, almost be like a Christmas Carol, future, present,
Yeah.
in the past
Right.
stuff.
Consider us her ghost, where we're not physically going to bring her on this journey. If she decides to tune in, then she'll know that this journey is 100% about her.
Absolutely, yes.
But in lieu of not having her physically here, your glamorous ghosts are going to walk you through it as if she was here and can listen to her background and presence and future as if she would learn something from it.
Yes, all of your shenanigans and what.
All of them.
All right, so first off, we're going to explore the holiday of Thanksgiving. Normally, a lot of people tend to look forward to Thanksgiving. It tends to jump off all of the festivities of the shopping and the eating and the gift giving in preparation to a whole new year coming in. Let's explore our own Thanksgivings. What does Thanksgiving mean to you?
Family. Just like Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel.
Yes.
But more to the point, it's about the time where I'm grateful for the things that I have. I look back on life and I'm very excited. I'm very emotionally prepared for the future. But more to that, I'm just grateful for what the last some months have been able to bless me with, or what I've been grateful to have accomplished in that time, and what I'm looking forward to into the next year.
For me, I also think about family and friends, but I guess just before the New Year's and Christmas come along, I kind of reflect on what have transpired in my life thus far, since I'm about to approach a new year
Oh yeah.
of life and experiences. You just look back and think of like, have all of my actions that have transpired done to me or what I have done to others, is there showing any growth? Is there room for improvement? Any New Year's resolutions I had set out to do? The year's almost over. Have I accomplished any of those? So moving past that, what are some of your family traditions?
Oh, for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I feel like the one is that we always cook. So that being with my mom or being with my dad, someone always cooked or was a part of the cooking process. Also, we would do a lot of planning for friends to come over. So cleaning the house. I mean, I think those are things that are, kind of like chores, but at the same time, they were done together. We would put on a movie or we would be doing that with music on. It's just those things to get ready for. And then I would also say I like to prepare for fall as a season. It's one of my favorite seasons. So even just bringing out my pumpkins and bringing out all of my fallish or foliage items and decorations is a really big thing for me. So I like doing this with my family or doing them by myself as something to do.
As far as Thanksgiving is concerned, family traditions have always been like my mother was cooking, or at least my grandmother back when I was younger. They did all the cooking. I just kind of helped set up and clean. And this is me speaking as a child. But from what I remember, I was mainly more excited for like my dad and my uncle and like all of my cousins coming in and all the men coming in watching like, the football game or whatever. So that was always like very exciting for me. Food wise, it's like the traditional, I guess, soul food stuff.
Yeah,
Turkey, macaroni and cheese.
You enjoy your ham.
I do enjoy my ham. I guess I learned this from maybe you, that ham is served on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, it can be. It
Yeah.
can be a thing. Comment down below what you guys usually do. Obviously, this is one of the time we want to plug. It's a Christmas special. Be
Yeah.
Christmassy about it. Be thankful. Be grateful. Be Thanksgiving about it. So
Mhm.
if you guys don't always have it for one or the other, I know that I've had it for both growing up, but people are different.
Yeah, for me it was always either turkey or Cornish hens for Thanksgiving, and then ham was specifically for Christmas.
Interesting.
So, but besides that, you know, watching the game, playing family games, Uno, Jenga.
Yep.
Jenga would get very intense.
Yeah, I like spades in my family. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so besides that, that's usually what we're doing as far as traditions are concerned. Any new traditions I've developed as an adult?
Have you?
No. I mean,
Bad movies. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, new tradition. We're friends outside of this, obviously. Like, we actually enjoyed this company prior to, finding out about this terrible individual. But more to the point, I think this has happened roughly at least once every year we've celebrated Thanksgiving together. We've watched a bad movie.
okay.
I mean, Chris has kind of been hit or miss because sometimes she might go home to her family, I might go to mine. But, like, traditionally, one of the holidays does end with a bad movie. Just this past Thanksgiving definitely had a bad movie.
Well, Thanksgiving we usually spend it with mainly our friends more so than
we
Christmas.
do. So as an adult,
Christmas we tend to
and I would say that's the tradition I think for Christmas has been. With Thanksgiving, it's definitely been a bad movie after eating, which is like, okay, we can watch the game or we can pass out to something really terrible. I don't even think you remember Jack and Julie. We did that. That was one that was happening.
No, because we both fell asleep.
We did because we were tired because we were eating, but also we woke up and then we were still up. So, not to sidetrack, but that's a thing. Like, bad movies are a thing for us now.
Do you have any holiday memories?
Well, honestly, I think that one, I think I can kind of just fall back on the previous one. Knowing that we always end up eating, making dinner, having a really good time, and then watching a really bad movie, that's been a really good, fond memory of mine. I mean, all the other ones have kind of been formal, because whenever you're younger and as a kid, Thanksgiving is everyone on the table saying what you're grateful for, and then eating, and then somehow you end up either in your room or you end up with your friends, like hanging out, going to the movies. But I think as an adult, my fondest memories have come from us making dinner together, eating dinner, and then watching a movie and just hanging out.
All right, so now we will be going down memory lane of Soncerae's Thanksgiving. Now, the first one we have going on here happened in 2017.
Oh boy.
November 19th. It is this long paragraph. I am not going to get into. Yeah, so we just gonna bypass that real quick. Thanksgiving of 2021. She writes on November 25th. I love the holidays, but I always spent them by myself. These times can be difficult for those of us who had to disconnect from our family for toxic reasons. Just to keep my sanity, I have avoided family functions for many years. These years hit different because last year, my family showed me another level of toxicity that I didn't think they could reach. Being as though I'm a very family, I hate the way she writes.
Okay, you have to finish. Just happy holidays, jingle bells, Santa Claus, all the things I love.
Being as though I'm a very family-oriented person who loves healthy bonds, I've spent time with just me and my kids and our close friend. This year, we're doing the same for those of you who had no one or it's just you and your kids. Just remember, you're not alone. We're all in this together. Happy Thanksgiving. Then we move on down to 2022. She was doing nothing but giving out relationship advice.
No.
Never really.
No. 2022 felt like I don't need nobody. Thanksgiving of 2022 wasn't giving out relationship advice. It was that positioning of, okay, I'm alone again for Thanksgiving and I have nobody there. So instead of me talking about the negative of that, I don't need nobody. I'm good on my own.
Right.
And trying to positively spin the idea that this is the time, this is cupping season for a lot of people. This is relationship building for a lot of new relationships. I know I'm one of them. This is that time where you maybe reconnect with friends, reconnect with family, and that's not what she's about, right? Especially what happened in 2021. So it feels like 2022 Thanksgiving was positioning to where I'm that single standalone woman, and I'm gonna make that be the end of the year statement for all of my time in this year to come.
Okay, so that's, we can write 2022 off. It's just, I'm doing me.
I'm doing me, yeah.
I don't need, even though her mother and her daughter are still living with her.
At this time.
At this time, yes.
And that's why. She's in the house.
She's comfortable.
She's complaining about people that have somehow rallied around her again, and now there's no complaining. It's there. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, she's doing the podcast thing with the looks and the whatever. Mm-hmm. She's doing her thing. However, in 2023, things got a little bit rocky because this is when her mother left. She made a post on November 8th.
This is also, remember, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yes.
So we go through it about 10 months of crazy Soncerae bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the holidays.
I told my 23-year-old daughter that I never saw myself as poor. Even when I was homeless, I looked in the mirror and still saw a successful, wealthy businesswoman.
That's okay. So wait. So this is one of the first. So we've just found one of the episodes.
Yeah, this ties in heavily to Christmas 2023. We'll get to Christmas in a bit.
Okay.
I looked in the mirror and still saw a successful, wealthy businesswoman. Your inner mirror status has more power than anything anyone else thinks about you. You become whatever it is you visualize in your mind with every fiber of your being. That is psychosis.
That's exactly what delusion looks like.
That's you ignoring all outside factors and what people are trying to tell you, whether you like it or not. Yeah. It could hurt your feelings, but you're going, no, I already got the game plan up here.
No self-reflection.
No. And this is the holidays, but she's like, you know what? I'm not homeless. I'm doing good. The 12th of November, I don't know why, I just realized like yesterday that no man I've ever dated knows basic details about me. Not one of them could name where I went to college, what's my favorite book or movie, or food. They had no idea that I love opera and the ballet. I like NASCAR races and car shows. That shows how closed off I've been in all of my relationships. It proves that they rarely even ask me about me. They didn't even care. I realized that most people, even people who are my friends, know very little about me. I don't share anything. I've given y'all my opinions, but I never really show people who I am. You close yourself off from all of your relationships, but you're family oriented. But even your family doesn't know anything about you?
That statement is so convoluted, and again, she makes... When has she ever talked about NASCAR? Okay, look, there's just thought, and I'm not going to be mean. I'm just actually just stating from what she said now.
Yeah.
Again, holidays, don't be happy. Never once ever I've heard ever mention NASCAR, or
give up stats of any racer that she remotely likes.
Right.
Just
not even talking about a current race, a current racer, current cars, Formula One, none of that. Going to Vegas to see Formula One, which is a now recent thing. They started that last year. She didn't mention that. The last time we talked about a car was that Tesla. Now we don't hear shit about that car. We just hear that the dog's in the car. The dog is always in the car. So is that baby. And she does videotapes in that car. No one cares that you like NASCAR. That's fine. That's a personal choice. You don't talk about it. So even if you did, who would know that?
I'm glad that's what you're tripping off of, because I'm tripping off of this line in particular. Not one of them could name where I went to college.
That's a crazy statement.
Is it because you didn't attend? Is that why can't nobody give a name of a college?
Didn't nobody even know you? Wait. You're on attending. Does anyone know you graduated? Just picture somebody going to a Thanksgiving dinner, sit down and be like, hey, guys, I graduated. What? From where?
I'm gonna backtrack a little bit off of they didn't know which school you went to. I guess it boils down to like, did y'all go to the same school?
What? Probably not.
Because my thing is like, there's dudes who I've met in my life who wouldn't know where I attended if we didn't attend together or if I didn't tell them.
Neko, she's talking about family. This is family.
Well, this is regarding men. She said, I don't know why, I just realized till yesterday, no man No man.
Okay. Wow.
And then
I thought you were just complaining about family too.
No, this is about men.
Men.
Only until the second paragraph. It shows how close off, because it proves that nobody.
Gotcha.
Even my friends know very little about me. Then they're not.
Well, yeah, and right.
then you're
And
then
on
they're
top
not.
of that, no man, unless you tell that, yeah, why would a man? Exactly. I see where you're
Yeah,
about it.
like
Why
unless
would
you
a man know
gave that information.
Yes, exactly. And you don't. And as you told us in plenty of times, we don't know nothing about you. So why would you expect men to know
anybody
that?
care to remember that information?
Especially if you're not going to be with them long term.
I will say this is a reflection around the holidays to think about your life. You like, don't nobody know anything about me. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks to really think about that. Suppose that she made November 23rd. For those of you who have big, fun, loving, happy families that you get to love on, I'm living vicariously through you. Happy Thanksgiving. Eat pie for me. Talk about tragic.
Just lonely. Just
tragic.
a lonely. We can go to the next one. There ain't nothing to say about that.
No, ain't nothing to really say.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing to analyze on that one. That's just sad.
I guess this is the time when both her daughter and her mother.
I think the Kathy was.
Yeah, I think they both left at this time. November 24. Going down memory lane one more time. At 25, a guy I went to college with, hopefully he's not one of those who didn't know which one you attended. I went to college with, proposed and asked me to move to ATL from Charlotte. First 3 months I get there, I can't find him. Come to find out, the house he said we'd be living in already had a fiance in it.
You know how to pick 'em.
What?
You just know how to pick
How?
'em. You just know
How does that happen?
How do you let it happen?
How do you let it happen if this is supposed to be true?
At 25, here's the thing. At 25,
when you were throwing shots at your daughter, moving in with someone at 25, though.
Anyone else would be like, well, you learned a lesson. You dodged a bullet. This is that thing that at 20, you don't tell anybody. You've done some stuff that you know you're hiding from everybody, including God. Why are you out here telling? Like, I would never tell anybody this. This would never be on my Facebook page. This would never be a thing I'm reflecting on at a lonely state. Dory, thanks. Give me turkey and shut me up.
It's time for reflecting on the holidays.
But like, not this. This isn't what I'm big delusion then, because I'm reflecting all the good shit.
This poses so many questions, and there's no real reason for me to break any of this down. Because at 25, I went to college with a guy who proposed to me and asked me to move to ATL.
It's so crazy. Even
CLT.
the statement, I went to college. It's not saying dating. I've been dating. At 25, I dated a guy for 5 years.
Yes, are you catching the thing?
Of course I'm catching the thing. I just don't understand, like, why you would, as the person writing the lie or the truth, why wouldn't you position yourself just a tiny bit better? You can,
if you gonna lie,
right? You can make this yours and make it so much stronger in your favor. But no, you just said that I went. So you let a random Negro,
essentially,
you let a random Negro be like, marry me, and you were like,
yeah. And then you in a whole new city for 3 months and you don't know where he at. So that means he blocked your number. Were you not able to get in contact?
That's during college. No, you know crazy? The 3 months is college break. It's college break.
And then we end Thanksgiving with a post on November 27th. She writes, again, this is Thanksgiving week. We're having memories. We're having memories.
Wow, one person and one heart and one comment. Jesus, which is probably
because everybody's with their family. Nobody cares. When I was a teen, we was on.
Yeah.
I hate it. We were on a family road trip that I wasn't invited. Oh gosh.
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't think I ever read this one.
When I was a teen, we was on a family road trip that I wasn't invited to join. I had to invite myself.
You gotta finish.
I had to invite myself. They were just going to leave me alone. I'm just gonna leave me alone in the house for the holidays.
You gotta finish it. You can't start laughing. You're only on third sentence, bro. There's like 5 more sentences.
Okay, whatever. Let me just get to it. We stopped at a Waffle House on our way from ATL to DC. My grandmom said to me while we ate breakfast that I ostracized myself from my family, not understanding that no one in my family was welcoming me. I never felt connected or like I belonged, not even to her. It was part of her job to let me know I was loved. If you are having issues with how the children behave in your family, if you are a parent or grandparent, just remember it's your job to help children feel comfortable. It's your job to teach them what a loving family is.
Remember I talked about them things you don't tell people? Remember, there is no lesson to be learned here. This is just there's child abuse somewhere here too.
Of course, yeah. There's some type of
there's child
neglect.
abuse.
I've already discussed it, but yeah, there's definitely miscommunications or mishandling of
Everything.
of emotions
It's the
and
whole
nurturing a child. Because I don't.
And even if that was her angle, my whole thing is, no one said you don't have a right to be mad,
right.
but like, you're not the person to start off with. So I had to invite myself. Even if it was at Waffle House, you gotta get told by your grandma that you don't really want to be here.
And that almost sounds like a response. If her grandmom said you ostracized yourself, it's probably she could have said something like, "Y'all don't never want me around."
Well,
and she's like, "Well, you ostracized yourself. We tried to invite you. We tried to make you be a part of things, but."
I don't want to go back into our personal past, but there is a particular person in your life who gets this type of response because of actions done, which is why everyone communally has to say to that individual, well, you did this.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was the reaction to the cause of reaction you had.
It's a response.
It is. So you're right. You're not wrong. It is very much a response. But I like how she positioned it. Like, what was me? You're older now. Like, this is trauma. Yes, this was on. This is on par with whatever trauma you've experienced. But nobody here is saying that it was right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell nobody that. Like, people were going to automatically agree. That's kind of messed up. But also, we don't know what you did. But you're positioning it like you were completely at fault.
Well, here's the thing. I'm also tripping over that now that I'm looking at it. She's saying it's part of her job to let me know I was loved. It's part of her job.
That's an adult response answer. That's
so much to unpack to say what's the job or the responsibilities of a parent. Like, we all have a set rules of what you're supposed to do as a parent, but like not everybody's going to do it. As an adult looking back on her child life, and saying you were supposed to do all these things, it's like, well, they didn't do that. So did you learn from their mistakes to make sure your children didn't experience the same things that
I think all of our parents at some point may have had a version of trauma that they learned from. You don't have to teach a bunch of people that have the same collective trauma something new.
Words of Miss Somo here. If your child is misbehaving, it's your job to put up with it and try to fix them. It was very short, the Thanksgiving
I think she likes to bypass it. I think she couldn't wait until like people started associating Thanksgiving with the taking of the pilgrims and all that other crap. And like give it a reason not to really do it. She wanted that, considering what she wrote this year.
I do have one more little thing that she added. On the 28th, this is the beginning of what turned out to be her Christmas going forward. She writes on November 28th, how are y'all affording life right now? Is it Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, and credit card debt? Or are we selling kidneys on the black market? Well, this is just her saying, I need money for Christmas.
Fast forward to the present.
Thanksgiving for Miss Soncerae Monique in 2024 is an all-out breakfast begathon. I don't know if this is the actual date that it started, but on November 15th is... I'm sure she probably started it sooner, and I didn't feel like...
She said for 2 weeks, so I mean, you can
Yeah,
start.
2 weeks as of this recording.
Yeah.
So I guess the 15th is pretty on par. She said, I'm a damsel in distress. I need a man to buy me breakfast. This followed up on November 17th of this year. She wrote on the 16th, yesterday I posted that I'm a damsel in distress. I need a man to buy me breakfast. $sign for Somo. And no man sent me money for breakfast because I'm not sexy enough. I can't never be vulnerable. Oh God. I can't never be vulnerable around you, Dusty. Only for her to follow up with the post the next day. Okay, so finally it took 2 days for a man to send me money for 2 breakfasts. Thank you. I'm not begging for breakfast in 2025. A New Year's resolution.
Yep.
I'm going to see if I can find a man who will send me breakfast money every morning. So
that's the goal. So now let's just make it clear. This is the earliest I've heard anybody ever have a New Year's resolution that I know they will continue to lie about. They will follow, like, she's gonna go into the first day. It's a new year, guys. I'm hungry. There's no way she's gonna stop this.
It's like you and who else is hungry?
As long as there's a boat wagon to hit your cart to. And I said it, boat wagon.
November 18th. I'm not gonna read all of her begathon stuff. I'm just put that
Oh,
out there.
it's every day.
It's
guys.
too much.
It's
It's too
not
much.
necessary.
On the 18th, she writes, "Help! Starving princess needs her knight to send coin for her royal pancakes." I guess she's switching between her red and brown page, now known as the white page, which was formerly known as the blue page, because you got to keep updating those thirst pictures. The men coming in my inbox are hilarious. I don't think I made it clear. I'm trying to manifest a man buy me breakfast every morning. I am a damsel in distress. I need breakfast money.
Here we
So
go.
who finna skip Thanksgiving this year? Because it's pretty expensive. Isn't food expensive? Though I could sit up here and ask other people to give me their money for breakfast. Got it.
That could accumulate to, I don't know, a vegan turkey for her vegan.
You know what? If I were to do the math on how much she wants every morning.
She told us.
So how much did she say she wanted?
Between $20 to $40.
Okay, let's just go with 40. Let's max it out. Let's assume that she's also feeding her young child.
Which she did do a video on.
Come with me as I show you what men on social media buy me for breakfast. Every morning I get on social media and I put my Cash App out there asking for men to buy me breakfast because I'm trying to manifest a man buying me breakfast every morning. This is cheap breakfast I get when I'm on the run. My son loves this buffet, so we come here and get him some bacon. Now, I don't even eat anything else, but sometimes they have a French toast there and I'll grab the French toast, but usually this little buffet right here is for my son. That is a lot of bacon right there, but he's not going to eat it all. I'll probably end up giving it to the dog. We walk past the wine and champagne I wish I was drinking, only to meet up with Santa Claus, and then past the flowers that I wish I was buying, just to get to the fruit section so we can go get my son his favorite smoothie, which is Naked Green Machine. He loves those. Now, I know my dog not supposed to have bacon, but I'm just giving it to him anyway because he's like super skinny for some reason, and you only live once. He's 10 years old. I might as well give him bacon. Anyway, he like fruit too, the dog, me, and the dog. My son don't like fruit, but I get the fruit for me. Now, here's where shit get tricky. I scan my fruit, I scan the green machine, I plug in the numbers for the hot bar bacon, and we see how much this cost me, which is $14.60, okay? Now, this may seem expensive, but I'm in California, okay? It's probably cheaper on the East Coast. My dog got these seats dirty as hell. Anyway, it's about 7:30 a.m. and I'm about to hit up my next stop for breakfast. This is my favorite place to go for breakfast. It's also part of this cheap breakfast morning I usually have when I'm on the go. And it's Panera Bread. I usually go in here, get me a bacon, scrambled egg, and cheese sandwich on a ciabatta bread. Is it ciabatta? Ciabatta? I don't know. But I get it, I love it, and I usually tip them. I get me some ginseng green tea with honey, and that is that. Thank you for the blessing.
She wants $40 a day. Times that by 7 days a week. That's $280 a week she wants for food. Times that by 4, that's basically $1,120 a month. That's what she wants for food.
That's what she's expecting men to send her for a month of food at the highest point. Voting Opulence only had this chapter in there.
That should be a bonus. Like when you do the sequel, make sure you add begging for breakfast in there. And like the thought of like,
this isn't even like the cost of a Starbucks. Starbucks is less expensive than this, to be honest.
Besides a breakfast begathon,
and it's expensive for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So this year you can basically know that after the first, second, so 2021, 2022, and 2023, she definitely ate. 2024, she did not. We're pretty sure she had pancakes for breakfast. I mean, pancakes for Thanksgiving.
French toast, whatever she is.
She might have ended up in IHOP with that baby for Thanksgiving. So just so you know, that baby probably had some bacon and a smiley face, $20.
You know that boy don't ask so much either. That's the sad part.
Yeah, we found out. We found out whether we wanted to or not.
And then only to toss in that she also needs men to buy her lunch and dinner. A girl's got to eat. You got to buy. I need my brunch benefactor. Obviously, people started coming at her about these silly comments.
This is crazy to have this type of to drudge up this type of drama and controversy before Christmas. Only Soncerae.
Thanksgiving is just her starving until the next day. So
what do you think future Thanksgiving is going to look like for Soncerae?
She just needs to go to a soup kitchen or go to a church.
We know that, but remember, she lives in the NorCal where people are highly, highly more, luxurious and more opulent and more sophisticated because of how expensive and where she lives, where it's completely unaffordable for a black single mother to find. So if she's focusing on that, why would there even be a soup kitchen within like 10 miles of her?
Her future Thanksgivings, I would predict she's going to be alone. She's
manifesting a man using other people's money.
But the thing is, all of her manifestation talk is now coming to fruition. For years and years and years, she's talking about how...
Again, if you give a man the power to feed you, you also give a man the power to starve you. And the reason why men give women money is because they want power over you. It isn't because, oh, I just care about her and I want her to have all of these nice things. No. Darlings, never ask a man to provide you with a lifestyle that you desire. A man is only supposed to help you maintain a lifestyle that you have already created. If you give him the power to feed you, you will also give him the power to starve you. If you give a man the power to feed you, you also give a man the power to starve you. Men are not providers. They are maintainers. They are there to help you maintain a lifestyle that you have already began creating for yourself, and vice versa. If you give a man the power to feed you, you also give a man the power to starve you.
Oh,
and you out here looking crazy and starving. So all of these dusties that you sat up there and talked mad about are the ones who are steady feeding you, because without them, you don't have anything to go off of. The fact that you sat up here and like you're begging for all these dusties, particularly black men that you talk the most about. They're the ones who are constantly feeding you.
So I feel like her Thanksgivings will also to end up alone. I think that this is a very backwards way to try and quote unquote manifest a man that will be the sole provider for her. And I do believe that she will most likely not be in the state that we are currently in, that she will end up having to pack all of her one car room size items and put them into her vehicle with her dog and her son and mosey on back down to the East Coast. I think it's time. I think that Thanksgiving, if there is a moment where you should build to greatness, if you will, and this is a really weird graph, guys, to follow along. If we're talking about the projection of your life at this point, where it's just been like 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. If you are going to make a point where I'm going to change trajectory at some point, it should be Thanksgiving 2025. Make it better for yourself.
Yeah, and don't make your New Year's resolution to not have to ask for breakfast money anymore. Make it a little bit something with more sustainability.
Right. We don't know.
Don't leave it up to chance of strangers. You know? Don't make sense to me.
Just change the opportunity level for you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be that Thanksgiving's the best in 2025, but make your Christmas. Make it for yourself and that baby.
No, forget her. Make it for your son.
Make it for the baby.
Make it for him.
Like, just don't be. This is the same way he's lived a year after year after year after year in this fucking trajectory, this point of no return, and she can talk so much crazy in her own head. She thinks this is the way life's supposed to go in direction. It's not. She breaks down how she spends the so-called benefactor money. She's showing you that at one point she's going to Safeway and just getting a crap ton of bacon for her I thought he don't eat meat child.
Thought he was vegan.
And then says, well, we'll go get him some nature because that'll clear up all the other... Naked smoothie. Because that'll provide all the other nutrients that I'm just not going to get by having a healthy, balanced breakfast.
It's like 70% sugar in that thing.
And then she gets some fruit that she don't even get to that boy because that boy won't eat it. But that's for her and the dog.
And the dog.
And then she tells you that's $14, and it gets kind of tricky.
It gets tricky at
the self one, which most people at 7 a.m, you can steal it. At this rate, just pocket the fruit. There's no honesty in what you're doing. You're showing us that you're only feeding your child garbage every day. Then you take your over to Panera Bread to spend another $15.
But she got the good stuff for herself.
Oh, the great stuff.
Got the
whole balanced egg sandwich with some meat on that and a green tea. And she's like, I'm not skipping on this.
Come with me as I show you what men on social media buy me for breakfast. Every morning I get on social media and I put my Cash App out there asking for men to buy me breakfast because I'm trying to manifest a man buying me breakfast every morning. I'm only going here because I am exhausted. I literally cannot cook breakfast today. I'm tired. I'd rather drive to go pick up something. And that's what I did. I ordered from Paris Baguette. Oh, oui. Paris Baguette is a French Korean-inspired bakery cafe with South Korean roots, and the menu consists of items like breads, pastries, croissants, and cakes. It's very demure. You should see the comment section. Every time I ask a man to buy me breakfast, every time it's a video up of me posting my breakfast, somebody somewhere mad because they ain't got free breakfast. I'm sorry, just because you don't have a generous heart don't mean the rest of the world that way. Just like a man can buy me breakfast, I will buy a man breakfast. I will buy any human being some breakfast. Everybody deserves to eat. I mean, goodness. People be like, you got men out here buying your son breakfast? Where's his father? I don't know. If you catch up with that dude, let me know. My son has special needs. That little $269 a month that my son's father sends me ain't cutting it. This is just for me, not really my son. Like, my son loves to cook. I think he gonna end up going to culinary art school. Like, he love cakes and stuff, but he only want to look at them. He don't want to eat them. He want to make them and look at them. So I think my son gonna end up being a chef. This twisted donut costs $3.83. I also got me some hot chocolate, which was $4.43. I was expecting for it to be bigger. I brought some Fiji water with me because I knew this was gonna make me thirsty. I ain't ate a donut in like a year and a half. I was like, oh yeah. Y'all are too concerned about what other adults think of you. Like, you gonna get in trouble, you know what I mean? Half of these people don't even know who they want to be. Most people on social media are afraid to be themselves. No matter who you try to depict yourself to be, somebody always gonna have something negative to say regardless. So why not show up here authentic? So why not be like, hey, could you send me some money from breakfast? I'm looking for a man that's gonna date me on my days where I'm tired. I don't feel like cooking breakfast right now. Not just on the days where I'm looking my best, looking like I done leveled up, got my hair straightened, got my lace front on tight, got my makeup snatched. But on the days I look like this, you know, when I'm being a regular human being, that's the kind of man I want. So I put it out there into the universe, and any man who has a negative feeling about it, or any woman who has a negative feeling about it, I ain't trying to be appealing to the whole world. Just that one man I need in God. You hear me? Thanks for the blessing.
My last point, you do this every day. So the idea of you getting $30 to $40 for you to spend at least 30 of it every day to get the same routine. What you're telling us is this is your same routine to get your day started. Meaning this boy never gets a balanced diet. And if you know where he would get one, crazy thought, school. They would give him, maybe depending on the school, eggs. Mm-hmm. A couple of pieces of bacon, because his little ass don't need more than
there's 2 strips.
And maybe some toast. And guess what? We call that balance. It's not pyramid level, but it's a start.
And you know, I know she believes that showing the video footage is giving proof that she's on the up and up. But in fact, it shows how you are terrible with your money.
Why wouldn't you have gone, okay, we can go to Crackle Barrel. I can do $20 for both of us at Crackle Barrel. You don't, if he only eats bacon, that's $2. That's $2 to $5 at any restaurant, not even Safeway, okay? Not even. You have a whole spread, and the fact that she showed us a whole display was just incredible.
Everything else.
Meaning you could have chose several things, and you didn't. You got him a naked smoothie. And just this fruit bowl that doesn't even go to him. That's the crazy part. If you had the nerve to be like, no, that's mine. That baby's Christmas is going to be just bacon. You know that, right? Like, this is insanity how we're playing this up and how she's doing this.
I guess a lot of my frustration comes from is to put on the facade.
Yeah.
Like, you want to claim that you're being so authentic. Even in your authenticity, it's still a lie.
Yeah.
And then if you're showing the truth, you're showing the wrong truth. Like, this is the stuff you should probably decorate up a little bit more. Like,
why wouldn't you make it easy on yourself? It didn't have to be a stupid reel to YouTube or to Facebook. It could easily been a post day of what you got. Don't have the explanation. Just post it and go about your business. Mm-hmm. And no one would have been the wiser. We would have been like, oh, you probably didn't have to buy anything from Safeway, but your pictures a bunch of shit and put it back. Why would you set yourself up to look like an idiot?
Fake better.
2025 resolution.
Yeah.
Get a man, and in lieu of that, fake better.
Yeah.
Let's get to Christmas, because Christmas is just as bad, dude. We ain't even got to Christmas with her yet.
Yeah. So that's given this year, and future Thanksgivings to come.